Hi everyone. This lesson is going to be a quick review of solving linear equations and algebraic type processes. So let's start with a nice, simple, straightforward example. 2x plus 1 equals 11. Now, the most common question I get asked about things like this is, how do I know whether to deal with the 2 or the plus 1 as the first step in simplifying this equation? Now, the answer that I'm going to give is to remember your order of operations. So when you were in junior school, you would have been taught to follow something might have been BIMDAS. That's one of the common ways people refer to this. So the order in which you do a mathematical operation. Remember, B stands for brackets, I stands for indices or powers, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. And the important thing, I suppose, is to remember that multiplication and division are equal priority. So it's not like multiplication has to happen before division. They're equal in priority. Now, when we're undoing an equation like this, we have to run in reverse. We have to reverse the order of operations to undo the process correctly. So looking at the left-hand side here, I have a multiplication between the 2 and the x, and I have an addition, a plus 1. Running from right to left, addition is the lowest priority. So that's the one we undo first. So I'll leave the 2x there. The opposite of add 1 is subtract 1. Now 2x would equal 10. Now that there's no additions or subtractions, I can move to the multiplication. The opposite of multiply by 2 is to divide by 2. And so we get x equals 5. We can always double check that our solution has worked by going back to the original equation. So the left hand side of that equation was 2. Now instead of x, I'll put a little container there and I'll pop the number 5 into that container, plus 1. 2 5s are 10, plus 1, that's equal to 11, and 11 was the number on the right-hand side. So we've checked by back substituting the answer, and it worked. Left-hand side is same as right-hand side. That's our first example. Let's move on and try one slightly more interesting. I have 3x plus 2 all divided by 4 equals 8. Now, once again, I'll just write this on the corner of the page. Again, remembering that multiplication and division are equal in precedence, likewise addition and subtraction. So as I'm going to be moving back this way, what do I look at first? Now, this is a slightly trickier one. You may be tempted to look at that positive 2 and say, oh, addition of 2. However, there is a great big giant vinculum line. The vinculum is the line between the numerator and denominator. In fact, I could quite easily, and I think this is clearer, I think putting brackets around all of that expression in the numerator will make it clear that that plus 2 should not be touched first, because see, brackets are way down here. We can't do anything to what's inside the brackets until we deal with that divide by 4. So the divide by 4 is the first thing to worry about. The opposite of divide by 4 is multiply by 4. Now that will just leave the 3x plus 2. Even though the brackets were not written there originally in the question, they definitely make this clearer. If you feel like writing brackets onto the top of a expression like that and it makes it clearer, then go right ahead. Now I've got 3x plus 2 equals 32. So now looking at the left-hand side, I have a multiply by 3 and a plus 2. Well, the addition is the lowest priority out of those. So 3x equals 32 minus 2. 3x equals 30. By this stage, it's only to multiply by 3, so we divide by 3, and x equals 10. Now, I will double check. I will do back to my original expression. What was the left-hand side? It was 3 times the pronumeral x. I'll put a little container there, plus 2, all divided by 4. Now, what did I think the value of x was? I think 10, so I'll put a little 10 into that container. 3 tens are 30, plus 2 over 4. 30 plus 2 is, of course, 32 over 4, which equals 8. Is that the same as the right-hand side? So we say equals the right-hand side. Yes, it worked. Double checked to see that it worked. So the basic message is when given an equation like this, we need to use the order of operations in reverse to undo what we're looking at, and be particularly careful in ones like this where there wasn't brackets originally written on that formula. It's tempting to go the plus 2 is the first part to attack, but that plus 2 is underneath or combined with the 3x as a numerator of a fraction. So really, the 3x plus 2 is untouchable until we deal with the divide by 4. Okay, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching.